Truman Doctrine speech delivered by President Truman on March 1947 introduced his policy of preventing further spread of communism, and that policy is considered by us today that is the cause of the Cold War. At that time, the United States was in fear of communism, especially from the Soviet Union, as many countries have fallen to its expansion. In this speech, Truman is trying to convince the Congress and the American people that to agree with the idea of giving Greece and Turkey aid to prevent them from becoming communists. The following is an excerpt from the actual speech. I do not believe that the American people and the Congress wish to turn a deaf ear to the appeal of the Greek government. Greece is not a rich country. Lack of sufficient natural resources has always forced the Greek people to work hard to make both ends meet. Since 1940, this industrious, peace-loving country has suffered invasion, 4 years of brutal enemy occupation, and bitter internal strife. When forces of liberation entered Greece, they found that the retreating Germans had destroyed virtually all the railways, roads, port facilities, communications, and merchant marine. More than 1,000 villages had been burned. 85% of the children were tubercular. Livestock, poultry, and draft animals had almost disappeared. Inflation had wiped out practically all savings. As a result of these tragic conditions, a militant minority, exploiting human want and misery, was able to create a political chaos which, until now, has made economic recovery impossible. The peoples of a number of countries of the world have recently had totalitarian regimes forced upon them against their will. The government of the United States has made frequent attempts against coercion and intimidation against the Yalta Agreement in Poland, Romania, and Bulgaria. I must also state that in a number of different countries there have been similar developments. At the present moment in world history, nearly every nation must choose between alternative ways of life. The choice is too often not a free one. One way of life is based on the will of the majority and is distinguished by free institutions, representative government, free elections, guarantees of individual liberty, and the freedom of speech and religion. The second way of life is based upon the will of a minority, forcibly imposed upon the majority. It relies upon terror and oppression, controlled press and radio, fixed elections, and suppressed personal freedoms. I believe that it must be the policy of the United States to support free peoples who are resisting attempted subjugations by armed minority or by outside pressure. I believe that we must assist free peoples work out their own destinies in their own way. I believe that our help should be primarily through economic and financial aid, which is essential to economic stability and orderly political processes. The world is not static, and the status quo is not sacred. But we cannot allow changes in the status quo in violation of the Charter of the United Nations by such methods as coercion or by such subterfuges as political infiltration. In helping free and independent nations to maintain their freedoms, the United States will be giving effect to the principles of the United Nations. It is necessary only to glance at a map to realize that the survival and integrity of the great nation are of grave importance in a much wider situation. If Greece should fall under the control of an armed minority, the effect upon its neighbor, Turkey, would be immediate and serious. Confusion and disorder might well spread throughout the entire Middle East. This is a serious course upon which we embark. I would not recommend it, except that the alternative is much more serious. The United States contributed $341 billion toward winning World War II. This is an investment for world freedom and world peace. The assistance that I am suggesting for Greece and Turkey amounts to little more than 1/10% of this investment. It is only common sense that we safeguard this investment and make sure that it was not in vain. The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of the people for a better life has died. We must keep that hope alive. The free peoples of the world look to us for support in maintaining their freedoms. If we falter in our leadership, we may endanger the peace of the world, and we shall surely endanger the welfare of this nation. Great responsibilities have been placed on us by the swift movement of events. I am confident that the Congress will face these responsibilities squarely.